Well, welcome to another one of these. Today I watched three things, but I'm only going to really talk much about two of them. The first thing that I watched was a South Korean found footage movie from I think 2018 called, I have to look this up because it's hard to remember, Gonjam Haunted Asylum. And it is just like you think it would be. It's an okay, actually the asylum itself I believe is a real setting. But it's a real basic setup, and it's full of jump scares, and it's just really not anything special. I think it's on Amazon Prime. If you really want to go watch it, go for it. I don't think I gave it more than about 2.5 stars. It's not much to look for. 2 stars. It's somewhere in that range. So look for it if you want to. I wouldn't go out of my way. And the other ones I saw are both by the same director, Lorcan Finnegan. Now, he is the maker of a brand new movie that's streaming on demand for, I think, small rental fees. Vivarium. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Anyway, you might have seen it floating around out there. It's been getting a little bit of buzz. It sounds like it's kind of interesting, kind of Black Mirror-ish, and it seems like it's something to do with Jesse Eisenberg and I want to say Imogen Poots going to this weird neighborhood of tract homes that are all identical, and that it seems like it's something to do with some weird alternate dimension and strangeness ensues. I don't know exactly. I haven't seen it. So it's interesting. I thought I'd go back and see what a couple other things by this director, and I watched a short that he made in 2012. Sorry. I went back and watched a short he made in 2012 called Foxes, and then I watched a movie he made after that, his first full-length feature called Without Name. Now, of the two, Foxes is slightly better, but they're both pretty good. Foxes is a short. It's about 15 minutes long. You can see it on YouTube or in all kinds of places. I think it is the warm-up to Vivarium, and that is it's tract housing, identical houses in rows. It takes place in Ireland, as it does the other movie. He's from Ireland, so I think his first releases all took place there. Identical houses in rows, and in between the rows of houses, instead of trees or just manicured grass, you've got these kind of shrubby areas between the house rows and also in front of the houses. So that's kind of interesting. I thought that was a weird look. And there's kind of some scrubby fields out there too. Both movies also have strained relationships, which I think the new movie also has strained relationships. That seems to be kind of a common theme in his. And also another common theme seems to be outside forces kind of overtaking one way or another this kind of generic modern suburban life. So in Foxes, it's a couple. The woman's out of work. She's a photographer. The man is bringing in all the money. There seems to be some stress in the relationship over that. It's a short, so it doesn't develop it a bunch, but you can tell it's there. And then very quickly, one of the evening, you see her looking out the window. She's hearing all these sounds, and you see a bunch of foxes digging through their garbage. And then apparently foxes are kind of like pests there. Sort of here, I guess the equivalent would be raccoons. So maybe in other countries, raccoons seem exotic. To us, we don't see foxes that commonly around America, in most places in America at least. So I think it's kind of exotic for us to see foxes. Anyway, she kind of becomes obsessed with these foxes and starts photographing them and running around trying to catch them, catch where they're at and see what they're doing. And the director definitely has a really interesting way of creating a very strange and creepy atmosphere around these foxes. Wouldn't think they're very creepy, but he does a really good job doing it. And overall, the mood is really cool. It's a short, so it doesn't have a ton of plot, but for what it is, it's creepy and interesting. I would definitely give it like 3.5 stars. Now, the actual movie feature he did, Without Name, has some similar elements to the other two, the new movie and the short. It involves a man and a wife who are having a strained relationship. There you go. But that isn't really the core of the movie. That's just in the very beginning you see that. He's about to leave, go for a project. He is a surveyor, a land surveyor, and he's being sent off to do a extended surveying job. So he's going to be away from home for, I don't remember exactly, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, something like that. He's going to go out in the country. The company that that has hired him to survey this plot of land that they've owned now have rented him a cabin, or actually it's a house that's unoccupied at this time, that's out near those woods. These woods are kind of known as a place without name. That's where it comes from, and it's explained to him by a local pub. So it has kind of that creepy small town vibe. You go into the pub and everyone looks at you like, who are you? And they tell him some secret, like, ooh, there's tales of that area without name. The idea is that it's this area that's kind of had lots of legends about it. It's this very overgrown wooded area, and it's never been on a map, and it's never been named. So there's supposed to be some kind of mystical stuff there. This kind of leans more towards the witch style, or even A Field in England, than it does a more traditional horror movie. So you got a lot of slow burn, a lot of mood and tone, which he does a really good job at. He creates a really interesting universe here. There's a lot of stuff with the trees and like maybe dimensions or something going on. I'm not spoiling it because you're not quite sure what's going on, but definitely early on you're getting a feel that something's not right. And there's a lot of other weird clues there, which I'm not going to tell you about. You can watch the movie to find that out. I would say it's 2/3 really good and really good mood creating, and then the last third kind of doesn't pay it off. You don't get enough in the last part, either in action or in resolution or in wrapping up what's actually going on, to do more than kind of seem like an extended short itself. So I think in that aspect it's less satisfying than Fox's, whereas Without Name could have been a really great short, or it could have been a good movie or better movie if it had just had a little more meat on the bones at the end. So I guess that would kind of be my final take on that. I would probably give it 3 stars. Once again, it's worth a watch, especially if you're kind of more into horror movies and especially more of that kind of A24 style of like weird moody movie. It's not terrible, and it's just not great. If it doesn't sound like your cup of tea, but you're kind of interested in this director, because I think he could be going someplace. He's got a different style. He's got a definite control over creating a whole world. He's got a good rapport, it seems like, with actors. The actors do a really good job for these low budget movies. None of them were named people that I knew of, at least. Maybe in Ireland they are. I would say of the two, if you want to give one of them a try, go ahead and do Fox's. I mean, you can get it on YouTube for free. It's only like 15 minutes long. You can see if you like it. If you kind of like the mood and the stuff the guy's creating there, then maybe go check out his new movie, So that's today's, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more. See you later.